Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to the video. So one of the first things that I'm curious about when a brand new official, 4J texture pack comes out is what they've done with all of the things such as animals and also of course to do with the paintings, because these are things they have great leeway to deal with, and most texture pack makers use them either to advertise their stuff or they do generic things with them, but usually 4J does some pretty interesting things with pretty much every single mob and every single painting. So in today's video I figured why not check out all of the mobs and all of the paintings from the Norse Mythology mashup pack. That's what I'm playing right now, and that's what I'm going to be showing you off, so hopefully you do enjoy this video. You can like it if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets know you do like these sorts of, again, texture pack / mashup pack showcase videos. Again, I feel like we're going to get some pretty Norse themed stuff. Also, in case you're curious, this is a woodland mansion inside the Norse Mythology mashup pack, so there's a little bit of a bonus before we get straight into the very first set of mobs. We're going to use the spawn eggs to do this for the mobs, because I want to go through hostile mobs followed by non-hostile, because non-hostile look a little bit better, but the non-hostile are still definitely worth seeing, because for instance, if you look at the creeper right here, you can see it's like this really, again, to me it looks like sandstone creeper. I love that it looks like a true stone creeper. Obviously, there's no creepers inside the Norse mythology. Like the Norse people weren't scared of creeps or anything, but the fact that they did this, again, it fits the texture pack quite well, as you'll see as we go through the rest of these. Then we've got the wither skeleton just over here, which looks incredibly terrifying, like fits the Norse bill, because they're both skeletons, they're both these undead warriors that still have a little bit of life left in them, but not much at all. Then the stray over here, you can see how it keeps the same theme, but looks a little bit like a White Walker from Game of Thrones. Again, I really do quite like it personally. It's got the horns on the side of the helmet too. It's a small detail, but it's nice. The spider, I'm not too sure how much I can say about this besides like it looks like a spider and it has funny things coming out the side of its face. The cave spider is a smaller version of that, of course. They're pretty much the same model otherwise, besides, I mean, you can see there's color differences, but it's the same basic idea, nothing different to see there. Then we've got the zombies, which as you can see, like, look at that face. That is true terror. It's even got like a little, it's got the second level model thing, so the eyes actually dig in a bit. Really love what they do with, again, this is what I mean by like, they do different things in mobs. They're not just retextures, they're generally like, next level, like thematic and everything else. The husk is, an entirely different thing with like super big fists, like way bigger. At least it feels like, are they bigger? I'm not certain, but they look bigger, it feels bigger, and, it's much a scarier mob in my opinion. And then if we clear off these mobs and we move on to the next one, then you're going to see how the next one here is the slime, the witch, the silverfish, the ghast, the zombie pigman, blaze, magma cube, enderman, and the endermite. So we'll start with the endermite because, I mean, like, there's never too much to see here. Like, oh, okay, apparently glitches a bit. And this is the enderman, as you can see. The enderman is this truly terrifying, huge thing. It's a little bit of a skeleton man mixed with a thing. He looks a little bit like the skeletons, or like with really long hair. I'm not sure what's going on with the enderman, but he's, again, look at those eyes. Those are terrifying eyes. They did a great job kind of getting the theme of like they're terrifying things arising from the dead. Then we've got the magma cube over here. As you can see, it's basically a lava block with like crazy spooky eyes. I like it though. Definitely, positive things to say there. This is a blaze over here. As you can see, it's a blaze but wearing a little, what's it called? Little helmet thing. The zombie pigman though is one of my favorite crazy mobs, because look at this. Half the head is like a literal pig, a boar. It matches the pig quite well, and half it's just a skull, and it's just, again, in this texture pack, it's much more terrifying by default. Also, the ribs are visible, because why not, right? And yeah, that's that. So then we've got the ghast. I love the ghast because it's a boat, like in Norse mythology. I guess the boats can haunt you in hell or something. Again, this is, look at this. This is a ghast model. The ghast model is still there. I can still hit up there, and it still hits the ghast. But the fact that it is this size, and the fact that they've made it into a boat, makes the Nether much, much more exciting in this texture pack than previous ones. And then we've got the silverfish, which, again, look at this. It looks like a scarab or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. Looks a bit Egyptian, if you ask me. Then we've got a witch over here. As you can see, this is like some form of crazy... again, I'm not even sure how to describe it, like, I'm in my head, like, pagan, crazy witch thing, but that's that. And then look at the slime, they're like skulls bouncing around inside a big jelly thing. Again, super terrifying. Really love the fit into Norse mythology there. I like it quite a bit. So moving on from the slime, from the endermite, I guess, we've got the shulker, the guardian, the elder, the evoker, the vex, the vindicator, and then we're right onto the passive mobs. So as you can see, shulkers, they're just little box with a weird little pan on top of them. Then we've got the guardian, which as you can see, like, Jesus, that's extra terrifying, like kind of under, look at the elder guardian and the guardian, they're just crazy stuff. The evoker and the vindicator look like this. Again, there's not too much I can say about these that's like great or bad. They're just like, oh, that's kind of spooky. You can see the link to the villager, I guess, which we'll get to later. We've got and then also after that, we've got the Vex, which I haven't shown off, and we've got the villager. So if you want to see the comparison between between the Vindicator and the Villager, you're going to see that right there. They they kind of wreck them just a little bit. So there you go. Now you can see how that does work. The villagers in this texture pack, I really, really do like. It's one of the best designs they put into villagers in any texture pack I've seen so far. Looks kind of wonderful. And then if we move on from there, we're going to go into the passive mobs. So from the Villager, we've then got the bat, we've got the pig, we've got the sheep, the cow, the mushroom, the chicken, all these things. And look at all the passive mobs, because I really love looking at these. So the bat, I mean, it's a golden bat, it's nice. But look at the pig, it's a full-on boar. It's like, yeah, this fits quite well. Look at the sheep, it's a full-on, like, mountain goat. In fact, I think it is just a full-on goat in this texture pack. Then the cow, as you can see, again, it's like a Nordic-style cow, like you would imagine on a Norse farm. We've got the mushroom, which is even crazier. We've got the chicken, which looks like this. I love the colors on the chicken, like, big fan of the chicken. We've got the rabbit, which looks something like this instead. It's a cute little rabbit, not much to hate there. The squids, again, more horrifying monsters from the depths. And then we've got a parrot over here, which the chicken will probably eat up soon. Oh, wait. What eats? Oh, it's ocelots that eat both those. Never mind, I thought the chicken ate the parrot, but that's a pretty key mistake. The parrot, as you can see, is some form of weird puffin bird in one of the things. Obviously, there's 4 different colors, and they're all different birds. But still, they're all fascinating looking, in my opinion, and that's a thing you'll see there. Then, moving on from this, we've just got a few more to go through here. We've got the wolf, the ocelot, the polar bear, the horse, the donkey, the mule, all these things right here. So the llama, I'm actually going to show all those variants in a second. But first, we've got the... Oh, I have to kill my mobs first. I'm sorry, guys, but, you know, as it turns out, you are surplus to requirement right now. Okay, so we've just killed all of these guys. And then we can start spawning in these things right here. So this is a zombie horse. Look at this thing, like, whoa, that's a spooky zombie horse. This is a skeleton horse. Doesn't look too much different from default, but still pretty great. This is a mule. This is a donkey. This is a horse. As you can see, the horse model in this one does match the regular one a little bit. I guess they have to update all of the textures for the new horses, something I didn't consider till just now. Then we've got the polar bear, which if we kill our existing stuff, so I'm sorry everything around here. I just need to make some space in the world, because apparently I'm at the limit. Then we can move on to the polar bear, just over here. Looks like this, which is like a full-on like black bear rather than a polar bear. The ocelot, which I think is super cute, even though it's like a full-on ocelot. And then here is the wolf, which is just terrifying to look at. Like, look at this thing. This is like a demonic little dog thing. So yeah, just something to keep in mind there. And then finally, let's talk about the llamas, because one of my favorite things to check out is the llamas. I have this thing right here set up just for checking llamas in different texture packs. As you can see, in this texture pack, they're all reindeer, like you would expect if you're in the Norse countries. Norse countries, if you don't know, generally considered to be like, you know, like the Scandinavian ones, I guess, or like the far north ones. So you're far north, you find some reindeer, they're pulling some sleds, or they've got some chests on, and here are the 16 colors they come in. And again, they've got some cute little Christmas sweaters. I like they're a little break from the horrifying truth that is like, again, look at the look at the gars, look at the husks, look at all these mobs, and then look at the cute little reindeer instead, and it makes things a bit better. So I love that they pushed some boundaries in this texture packs. They made a goat instead of a sheep. They made a reindeer instead of a llama. You know, they did a few different changes to mobs, but I really like all of them. They made a boar instead of a pig, and I think it makes for a really fitting texture pack, which again, at some point I'd love to show around the world and go through that. So anyway, now I've shown off all of the mobs. Again, I want to show off my worlds at some point for this, but now I've shown off all the mobs. Let's go to my my painting room in my survival Let's Play world, and let's show off all of the paintings now. Okay, so I'm here in my Let's Play world in survival in the brand new Norse Mythology mashup pack. Again, just here it is in survival, and I'm here to show off all of the paintings because I do have this museum, if you do recall. It's going to be a collection of every Minecraft item and just some cool stuff, like I've got this huge map wall, for instance, but also in this world, I happen to have a collection of every single painting. Why do I have that in survival? Good question, but it's been good to show off all the paintings, so let's get straight into it, and let's start with the 1x1s, which look like this. As you can see, this one is useful for making any wall look like I guess it looks like the creeper a little bit. You can also use it to have some like vases on the wall, or some bear pelts, or some axes. Again, there's some cool things found here, but the 2x1 paintings get much cooler because you have stuff like, oh look, there's a boat full of knights. I like that one. It's colourful, it actually fits with some stuff, but you can have armor racks on the walls if you want to. Again, I personally never have a use for these, but some people do, and some people must really love that they can have like bookshelves, but also a weapon rack, but also like a weird like side of a boat thing. Then we've got like a leg of meat hanging from the ceiling in a 1x2. We've got this thing, which is like 2 legs of meat or 2 like bear pelts. I'm not sure. Then we've got this like little tree of life painting. We've got a shield on the wall. We've got this thing. We've got a map or like a compass thing. It looks a little bit like that, but like a Nordic compass. I'm not entirely certain, but it goes in a direction. We've got a wolf pelt. We've got a I'm not sure what that is, a giant keyhole or something. I guess it's like a little bit of a mural because there's a guy riding a horse in there with a boat underneath it. Either way, it looks pretty darn great. We've got this huge thing. It's a pretend door. I don't know why you'd need a pretend door in a painting, but it's an option you have available. We've got another huge bear pelt in this texture pack. Again, using the transparency quite cleverly there. We've got this huge thing, like kind of a curtain thing. We've got this really traditional kind of wall thing, in my opinion. And then we've got these two things right here. They're huge, and again, they can help you make your things blend a bit better. But I think the coolest one is this huge, like, kind of double door right here. I personally, I love the double door. I love the bear pelt, and I think these are the big stars of the texture pack. Like, I feel like you probably won't use it just for the, you know, having these on the wall, unless you already have a Nordic build, in which case it probably didn't matter too much to you. But maybe, you know, like having this giant door, it fits into your vision for like the game in some way. I'm not certain, but I figured it's something I should share with you in today's video, and there you go. Now you've seen it. I hope you'll enjoy the video. Remember to check out my full review of the texture pack. It's coming in, or yeah, mashup pack and texture pack. It's coming in the next couple of days soon. So because when I do that, I'll be giving away a bunch of Minecraft Xbox One codes for this you know, mashup pack, like, so you can get it for free yourself. Because I know a lot of people don't like the paid aspect to Minecraft, and that's why that's one of the reasons why 4J were nice enough to give me some codes to give away. For those of you who don't want to buy a mashup, who don't want the experience, who want the experience but can't necessarily pay for it, there is going to be some free codes given out in my review. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, because I'll see you all next time.